Hey guys, it's Angel and welcome back to the channel, and today we're taking a look at the PZL 104 Wilga from Got Friends. This is brand new and this is $35 from their website. I'll link it below, and I paid for this with my own money, by the way. This aircraft is a Polish short takeoff and landing little aircraft that is designed originally for parachuting, glider towing, utility purposes, and boy do we get a lot of abilities with this. Now we get bunch of different versions here. The 35 model and the 80 model. We get wheels with a ski kit, we get tundra tyres and floats, and we have a bunch of liveries, and we also have 3 cockpits. An original factory layout, we have a retrofit kind of midlife upgrade, and we have a modern. We'll show the modern in the main video. Now, the 35 models are in Polish, typically, the cockpit, and we have English and Imperial, obviously metric on the Polish, on the 80 variants. A lot of grass here. Let's get past the grass. So, we'll do a little bit of a fly around whilst we... There we go. I went too low on my movement settings there. As we fly around, I've worked out how to do this finally. Look at the detailing on this. That is gorgeous. I've yet to see a bad aircraft come out from Got Friends. Originally built by PZL, flew in 1962, was produced by its subsequent manufacturing owner, I guess, the European Aeronautic Defence and Space Company, EADS. Over 1,000 were built. The original had a Ivenco AI-14RA air-cooled 9-cylinder radial with 260 horsepower, and we have versions up to 450 with this, which is what this is. Now, look at detail of that. That is absolutely breathtaking detail. Love that. The cowl flaps in here. The prop. All the gorgeous details you would want in an aeroplane. Absolutely modelled. And performance in the sim is pretty good. Now, this aircraft had a maximum speed really of 105 knots in the original version, the 35. Goes higher, of course, with different versions. Range is about 360 nautical miles. Can get about 13,000 feet and a rate of climb of about 1,000 feet a minute. So, decently, a lot of hauling power and load capacity here. It's a bit like the Beaver in that it's something that's more focused on its job rather than speed. Now, it is a short takeoff and landing aircraft, as you can see from this wing. Very aggressive shaping, and we have those leading edge kind of slats built in, helping with airflow. Lots of features there. Big flaps. Good rear visibility for towing a glider. You can see right at the back there. And a very sturdy kind of Eastern Bloc construction, as we might expect. Now, I mentioned it had the different versions. Now, we will try out the float one in a little bit, but first we're going to play with this one. So, put my controller down there. We'll go to the cockpit. And this, as I said, is the modern version, so systems are already on here. So we have our GPS. You can click the top of the area GPS clamp and move it to here, if you prefer to have that. Or you can put it back over there. But we're going to click on this clipboard now. We have the ability to have on engine realism. This allows engine stress from overpower, startup procedures, carb icing, cylinder head heat warping, and there's a paddle simulation for the float model, which we'll look at towards the end of the video. Now, we're going to get ourselves going pretty quickly here. We're going to leave engine realism off, but I want to look at a couple of things first. Yes, these are things you can see here. Now, show pilot, not a big fan of because, well, that's kind of weird. But we'll show the co-pilot. This is just for the cockpit settings, by the way. Not for the actual exterior. They show up regardless. So let's have a quick little look here. We'll go to one of our view modes. Oh, there we go. That's what we wanted. And not only can we grab a drink from our cooler if we want one. Yeah. We can unpack our fishing rod if we want to. We can play the guitar. Yes, I'm serious. We can play a guitar in an aeroplane. Why not? It's a crazy function, but it works. Can I play it from the hammock? Yes, I can play the guitar in the hammock. Not well, But we can play the guitar in a hammock. Go figure. That is nuts. I love that. So let's get rid of those items. Load everything back up again. We'll take the pitot cover off and the chocks are out. Starter air. Useful for starting the aircraft engine in this. Now, I've been through my materials in terms of what I should know from reading it. However, I'm most likely going to make some mistakes, so you will forgive me. Those are the oil shutters at the front, by the way. Those are right around here. Wrong thing. Oh, hello, Sim. Please behave yourself. Wow, the Sim decided to kill itself, as it is wont to do. That's the one we wanted. Wide open now at the front, or variances of open. Now, once we get rid of the co-pilot, we'll be able to see something else that's kind of useful in the cockpit, which is why they can be a bit of a hassle. Get rid of that there. Starter air. Now, if we look down here, in the realism version of the engine, we will not have a both selector, so we're just going to use left for this. And it'll show you underprimed. Why is it underprimed? Because we don't have things like our... Obviously, we need to turn on our instruments systems. They are separate. That is our transponder. They're all on. We have functioning wipers. Let's have a quick look at the rain. Where are we looking for something good here for rain? You'll notice it actually moves the water off the window. It looks like it's actually moving it. It's streaking everywhere, which is quite nice. This is miserable. Let's not do that, shall we? There we go. Let's turn that off before it hates being rubbed against a nice dry window. So oil, pressure and fuel are turned on. Those look good. Now we'll turn on the instrument lights here because we're going to take a quick look-see-doodle at her night lighting. So this is the ultraviolet lighting, which if we go to nighttime mode in the sim, will take us to about here. We have lovely UV lighting around our instruments. Now, obviously we can change things like settings and dim this down, but we could also turn on cockpit lights and ceiling lamps and have much more brightness should you choose to. So we'll go back to daytime here. And we'll make sure we turn those off. And that's off. Wonderful. Okay, so I think we are ready to give this a start. So we've got our starter spark on, the spark shower for the engine. We've got our mags set to both. Now it should be, in this case, keep saying I'm underprimed. I'm not sure why, but we'll give it a start and we'll see what happens. Doesn't want to start. Why am I not getting enough fuel? You read the manual on an aircraft and you keep reading and reading and reading and reading and reading, and you think you've managed to read it all, and you've gotten to the point where you know... Uh-oh. Yeah, that's probably why. There we go. Okay, so we can probably get to actually... primed. There we go. We're going to get rid of the start. Oh, listen to that popping. That is nice. A nice rattly poppy engine. Now as we see inside here, we can close and open the doors by clicking on them. We could also entirely jettison the door by clicking on that handle. We'll have them closed for now. We could even open the air vents over here, which changes the sound level of the cockpit. Now you'll notice our sunglasses here will wiggle around as we fly. Nice to see. Okay. Now we're going to take off from here. We're going to fly to a little Polish airport nearby, which we will see there. EP Echo Paul or Echo Papa Juliet Sierra. That is, it will be included in the description, so don't worry. It's a great little Polish airport on the top of a hill with massive uphill runways for landing. Yes, that's the word. English real good. So, without further ado, let's turn my head on here. We'll fly over there. It's a couple of minutes, and then we'll get ourselves down. And we'll go to one of my water test locations where we will give it a kick with its reportedly custom water behaviour. And we'll see how she handles there. Because so far, everything I've seen from Got Friends as an organisation have been really, really good when it comes to their dynamics and behaviour and things. And I would actually like to see a realism mod for the Beaver from them, where they really give its abilities a good kick. So we'll give it one notch of flaps here for takeoff. We shouldn't need much, if anything, really. And we'll get ourselves out of here. Okay, power's on. And we are up and away. That's simple. It's a powerful little aircraft. This is the 450 horsepower experimental version. So we want to come around to our north here. Let's bring her around. And we're flying up towards this ridgeline ahead of ourselves. It shouldn't be a long trip, but it should take us exactly where we need to go. Wish I knew the name of that airport now, in fact. Now you're going to make me look. It is... Of course it's not going to be written on it anywhere. Sudeki, I believe it's called. Yeah, Sudeki. Sudeki. It's a great name. Absolutely. Right, head back on. Now, looking at the map here, we shouldn't be too far. And I'm flying entirely the wrong direction. I swear to God, it told me it was below me a second ago, and we'd get there in no time whatsoever. But it's to our north. So I'm making sure my power's back a bit. We're looking for about an RPM. Whenever I find the RPM. I know what I should be flying for the 260 version, but not for the 450 version. Click on the recenter. Okay, so it should be ahead of us up on those hills there. Not a problem. So pretty sure that's our RPM there. So let's bring her back into range. About 70% power, and we should be looking good here. Flaps are up. Now obviously we've got magnetic compass we can enable and disable there. Useful to have if we want to have that. We've got, of course, the ability for our landing lights. We've got our tow rope version. Now you can use this in the actual sim as a choice of tow plane, or the tow version they include with this pack. So if you want a tow plane, you could use the Wilga as a tow plane, and I highly encourage you to use it with their Discus, because that's a fantastic little aeroplane for gliding in. So texture-wise, this is a beautiful aircraft. I think that goes without saying. I don't need to say a lot about that. It is incredibly well done. Now, when it comes to flight behaviour, from my quick test flight before this and testing now, this aircraft is incredibly well behaved, and it manages exactly the way I would expect it to behave, which is more important. It's predictable, it has no strange, odd tendencies. Takeoff as a tailwheel aircraft, especially a powerful one with the 450 horses, is actually very, very good. So we're not going to faff around here, we're going to get ourselves down and go and check out the float version. Here we are up on the left. A little windy out today. Okay, let's pull the power back here. Now we're going to do a full flap landing because this is a sloped runway leading up to our airport on the hill there. Again, I'll have included links to this aircraft and also to the airport. Oh yeah, the visors do a thing as well. The sounds for this aircraft are all recorded from an actual Wilga. In fact, the tow plane included in this pack is the glider they used. So watch us put out the massive brakes here. And we're going to try and manage our approach here. It's a very short, steep runway up on that hilltop. And manage our approach angle. Okay. bit more power here. We're dragging a lot with that wing. Okay, there's the threshold for us. I've noticed sim turbulence has gotten a lot more aggressive over the recent updates, even when there shouldn't be a ton. Especially since the glider update, you're going to get a lot more random uplift and turbulence occurring. There we go. There's the start of the threshold. Okay, looking good here. Little power. Little power. Don't ding me at this moment. Boom. And we're down. Power on so we cross the hill. Flaps up. They're manual flaps so you can pump those up really quickly. And here we are at our beautiful little Polish mountaintop spot. Which I'm guessing is also a glider airport because... oh, glider trailers. Be a perfect place to go off a hill. Little yak there. I wonder how quickly I could take off here. Oh, we'll have that up there. Okay, full power applied. Tail wheels up. 1, 2, 3, 4, full flaps. And we're off. Flaps up. Nose down. And we're away. This thing is stupid. Let's ditch the door, shall we? Oh yeah. Let's go play with the float version, shall we? So here we are at Guildford Island in British Columbia at Health Bay Seaplane Base. Put a link into the... that's an odd stance. Well, that's one way to moor, I guess. Hopefully we'll drift off the dock here. Why we're stuck on the dock, I don't know. That's the parking spot. This is a straight float version with the AI 14RD 285 horsepower engine. As we're just going to correct this little consideration. Oh, there we go. That'll do us. Okay, so we're gonna so one of Willie's versions, I think. Okay. Looking good there. Let's make sure all our stuff is where it should be. Throttle is cracked. So open the shutters for now. Probably don't need them for this flight, but this is a lurid aircraft. Okay, I think we are good to rock and roll here, so... start to air, it's open. There we go. Obviously we're going to start moving when we're on the water because it's a float plane. Now, do I have... I don't know if I actually have a water rudder. You would think we would, wouldn't you? But we're drifting in the right direction anyway. You know, it's the one thing... oh, we do. There we go, water rudder. So we're pretty straight here. Things are looking good. We're about direction on with the waves, so we'll pull those up. We'll give it a notch of flap. And we're going to give it some welly. So ease back on the float there. Up on the step. Let her forward. Accelerates very quickly. That's nice. No real skipping compared to some of the other aircraft. Please update the Beaver. Got Friends Realism Beaver mod. Please, now. Got Friends Beaver Realism mod. You know you want to. Please do it. You guys are awesome. Make Beaver great again. Please mess with the Beaver. Please. I will offer you my firstborn child. Or my first cat. She might not agree. But there is that. So this little baby flies beautifully on the float variant. Takeoff was really smooth. And we'll bring her in for a landing in a moment. Let's bring the power back here. Let's go outside, take a little bit of a look around, shall we? It looks so weird on floats, but I kind of like it. It's like a dumpy little turtle. And that livery is, wow, Willy. Love this thing. The sounds are amazing as well. So there's our airport. We'll put it down just in front. Let's power off here. We'll put some flaps in. Not too much. And we're going to test out the paddle function as well here. Dumping a lot of speed as we come down there. Bring her around the corner. Very smooth. Keep the back of the floats down. There we go. Little bit of a bounce there. Not the end of the world. Okay, so we'll put that water rudder down. Allow us to actually steer a bit better. Now, we're going to try out, once we get a little bit closer to the dock, the paddle function that's included. So let's get ourselves around this island here. Back towards South Bay. Which side of the rocks are we? Okay, we'll go this side, I think. There we go. Let's bring her right back in. Very powerful as well. 280 horsepower is pretty darn good. For a plane this size on a float plane with no real load, you're going to be doing some crazy stuff with floats. Okay, so there's the dock. We'll bring her in here. Come on, over we go. Right, and we will kill the engine. Okay, that's off, that's off, that's off. Now I should be able to put the gust locks on. Okay. So, I am going to go to... Where's paddle mode? How do I get to the paddle? It's in the manual here somewhere. Let me look it up real quick because I want to make sure I do this properly. Paddle, 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 paddle. Come on, paddle. Engine realism modes, additional features. There we go. Cockpit clickable stuff. Water paddle available on the 80H. Engine is off. Gust locks are locked. On the right hand side of the aircraft. Oh, there's the paddle. Over there. Hey, this one. Oh, I see. Oh my god. I'm pushing forward on my yoke and I'm rowing. This is cool. Okay, this is cool. I can actually steer by paddling. So I'm using my rudder pedals to steer us. And I'm pushing forward on the yoke and pulling back to paddle. This is epic. This is so new. I love this. I'm actually paddling the aeroplane. It's taken the flight controls and made it into an actual paddleable air. This is the sort of thing that we've never had in FSX. I think the A2A Cub might have had something slightly similar. But that was it. Can we moor properly with this? We absolutely can. Look at that. Beautifully brought to the dock. Beautiful. Look at that. That is perfect. I love this aircraft. This is so well done. The many variants you get here. I've had the pitot cover still on somehow. Oh, pitot cover is showing the gust lock, right. I love how this works. This is cool. Let's have a little lantern out, shall we? Where's my controller? Apparently you can fly with this attached to your wing, but I wouldn't recommend it, apparently, according to the developers. This thing is so cool. The features in the amphib, or the float version, the ability and performance of the wheeled versions, the flight handling, the texturing, the modelling, the sound. This is a keeper. If you like float flying or just bush flying in general, I'd say this is up there on the list. This is a cracking little plane. $35 is on the steeper end of what we expect for an add-on, but you get 6 variants plus more. 8 variants, I think. And you get a dozen plus liveries, 3 separate cockpits, functions we've never had before in the sim. Why are you waiting? Go buy it. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Plus guitar. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.